Hidden Object Guru here, joined by...
The Unabridged Gamer.
And we're going to try to blast through 2 missions of this, because we are very much up against a clock of this game not existing anymore. Do I think someone is going to be modding it so you can play it single player in the future? Yeah, obviously. 100%.
Oh, I'm all in favor of that person doing that or planning to do that.
Maybe zillions. Who knows? Anyway,
This is cute.
Rendain's found it.
I do like their cinematics.
Sooner see the Sentinel dead than in his hands.
Oof.
So, guess what hilarious
Yeah.
bummer of a job we get to do today?
Damn, you were not kidding when you predicted that this level was going to have platforming, because...
Correct.
Look
Oh,
at
yeah.
this!
Ekinar is, they're not hot.
It's a planet that has already exploded. Alright, where's my beloved machine gun soldier? Oh my god. I find it so insane that there's a character whose head is literally a mushroom. It's so weird. Aw, I love these models.
I want to also thank you, because while we were playing this, I somehow managed to find another emote for Deonde. And
Oh,
it's
nice.
called Arrogance, and she picks her nose. Like, in the most posh way possible.
Oh my god. Very bravo. I thought you had gotten everything in this game.
Oh, goodness me, no. To unlock everything for every character, you'd be over 200 hours into this, I imagine.
Okay.
But,
Well, at least for
I've gotten
Deonde, your preferred.
Yeah, oh yeah. Yeah,
All right, I
for her,
think we can-
almost everything.
How do we
All right.
skip the opening movie this time?
I don't think we can. It'll be quick.
Oh, okay.
Double time. 1, 2.
Aw, Oscar Mike. That was adorbs.
Oh, I know, it's my favorite.
All right, so let's show off this rare emote.
airlifting units in.
Oh, I don't actually have that one equipped. I have the other one
We'll
equipped.
do it. We'll do it
not
after
gonna
this
be
mission. You can equip it between missions. So, who are we here to kill? Oh God. Well, that's not good.
We're
Whose
pretty
ships were
close.
those?
Hostiles approaching the excavation site. Kill them.
Gotcha. Seriously, whose ships were those? Because they look badass.
Oh, we're dealing with Generate today.
Okay.
Well,
Ah, damn it. I completely misjudged how close that guy was. Yes! Oh, my beloved critical hits. How I love thee. So, here's the big question. How excited are you for,
The shield's gotta go before we can get you inside. The
How do we
power
break the
source
shield?
has to be somewhere nearby. Take a look around.
just head
let's
out.
follow the cable, yeah. I'm familiar with science in video games. Yes, how excited are you for this upcoming cyberpunk something?
I'm very excited to play G-String.
Really?
Very excited to play G-String. It looks very promising. Supposedly it's made by one woman over 10 years. And I'm just so happy that the industry is celebrating this solo developer making this thing, and not a massive corporation crushing its developers into the dirt for a game that allegedly, in Squad's review, literally features systems that are basically useless for fully formed because someone insisted they had to be there.
Okay, so, fun fact, your voice is glitching out, and I'm hearing a lot of tinniness.
It's not. I'm having the same issue with you.
Yeah, it's definitely our connection. So we're gonna pause the game for a second, everybody. Can this game be paused?
It cannot. But I'm covering you.
Okay, well, we're gonna cover each other while I redo this phone call. So please, I'm just gonna fire wildly in one direction. Try not to shoot. Oh no, wait, I can't. Well, I'm. All right, it'll be a second, everybody.
Absolutely something.
Okay, Skype is back working. Is it being nice? Is it being sabotaged by what's that company called? Zoom, to make sure that they are completely destroyed? Because up until now, Zoom has been content to slowly destroy Skype with its superior service. But, you know, maybe they've gotten around to just, no, we're just going to openly destroy Skype with corporate sabotage. Probably not, right? Okay, now we have to...
No, I mean,
So we
freaking
have to
Bethesda
open-
tried to sabotage Rune 2, and who was really thinking that Rune 2 was a threat to Skyrim?
I could not believe the Rune True story when I read it.
I feel so bad for that publisher, which is not a thing anyone ever says in our profession.
Ever. No. Like, when was the last time you're like, oh god, that publisher had a really bad, shake this time? No. That never happens. Publishers are either, just kind of there, or absolute monsters. It's not like people are like, oh yes, I have a lot of, well, okay, I was about to say, nobody's ever, I have a lot of faith in publisher X, Y, or Z, but that's not entirely true. Obviously, we all love Devolver Digital. Well, I do.
Once, I think we should be good to go.
Okay. Got it. But yeah, that whole idea that they put out, and the thing is, I played on stream. You can go back and see Rune 2 being played on launch day. I did play it on launch day, and it was a mess. Like, the publishers aren't wrong that game was a complete mess on launch day, to the point where I'm like, if I released a game in that state with no intention to do any further patches whatsoever, yeah, I feel like I would have been violating a contract. So, yeah, I was totally on the side of the publishers this time, and I'm interested to see what the finished version of Rune 2 is like, now that, thanks again, publishers, they've also sent me a copy of that. But yes, you were saying, before we blanked out, you were talking about what a nightmare Cyberpunk 2077 is.
Yeah, so, put simply, the thing is, I have not played it. I have made a request for a review copy, but given how everything has gone with that, I'm not sure if I'll ever see one till next year.
I did actually, it's funny, I request games for review all the time. It's part of being a games journalist/streamer. And it's funny, I have never received I don't expect to get one tomorrow. Or wait, when's it coming out? Tomorrow? When's the official release date? The 8th or the 10th? Whatever it is.
At this point, no one's even really respecting it. Apparently, like, dozens upon dozens of copies have already gone down into the wild.
Okay, well, that's fine. But the point is, whenever 8th or 10th, I'm not really expecting to get a review copy. Where's the other cable? It's gotta go in here somewhere. Oh, there it is. All right. I'm not expecting to get a review copy, but in my history of, getting... I don't even want to estimate what kind of number of games I've requested, and I've gotten, like, I've requested thousands of games and gotten 10% of them, is probably a decent number. I have never once received an email from a PR agency saying, yes, too many people requested this game, so almost no one is going to get a copy. That's never happened before. So that's how eager people are to get on this 2077 thing. And it kind of frustrates me because, as you said, it's such a horrific development story that you kind of wish there would be some pushback from media or players. But I'm not seeing it at all.
Yeah, it's depressing.
Yeah.
It's very depressing.
But then again, Nestle chocolate is literally made with slave labor, and Nestle murders people all around the world, and people still eat Kit Kats, so I don't know what I was expecting. Just, like, I'm one of 2 people I know who is actually boycotting Nestle. And I don't want to overstate this, but this is the extent to which Nestle are literal supervillains. Their business model of how to continue making money going forward in the 21st century is to do exactly what the villains in the James Bond movie Quantum of Solace are doing. Like, it's literally just, we're buying up water rights all around the world, and then we'll be in control of the water, meaning we'll be in control of all of these countries. And that's Nestle's actual business plan. That's not, and that they tell people about. So yeah, people won't even stand up to that. So I guess I was naive to think they were going to stand up to, crunch. Careful. Okay, well that didn't work.
Again, that's why I mentioned, if you'd like to try something that wasn't made under horrific practices and was made by, at the very least, smoking, if not just one person, there are alternatives.
Oh, absolutely. Neo Feud's out there. Have you played Neo Feud?
No, but there's also Dex.
Yeah. Valhalla.
There are a
Cloud
ton of
Punk.
stuff.
Like, there's a
Yeah,
lot.
oh
of good.
yeah, Cloudpunk is a
I
brilliant
really
one that
like.
actually
Yeah.
bites into all sorts of themes that you'd want Cyberpunk to bite into. So if you
Oh,
want a Cyberpunk game and you also don't want it to break the bank and be working properly and all of these things that just are, not going to be a thing for a while for Cyberpunk, you can find them.
I'm not saying that Cyberpunk is probably going to run terribly on consoles on launch, but apparently they didn't send out any console codes. They're not sending out any console review codes until after.
Oh, goodness me. They're doing the Homefront Revolution thing?
Yeah, you can only review it on PC before it launches.
Oh.
That ain't a good sign. I do enjoy elevator fights. They happen so frequently in video games. But yeah, they're doing the Homefront thing where it's just like, no, they're trying to hide it. They're trying to hide various parts of the game until of like how it plays on Xbox and PlayStation before it comes out. And I'm like, is this one of those situations where like it plays like garbage on the PlayStation 5 no disc version and the Xbox S, and they didn't want anybody to find out? Or am I being too cynical about that?
I don't understand why they're even still trying to make Cyberpunk be a last-gen sort of experience. It feels like a bit of an exercise in futility. There's backwards compatibility to really have the code in there, but otherwise, just it feels a bit redundant. A lot of the people who are all in for Cyberpunk are probably much more interested in a console that they can probably afford because the world has lost all sense of irony.
I'm being hailed, but the encryption
I know,
doesn't
right?
match the
Oh,
millions
God.
of encryptions we know about.
Perfect time for
That's
Cyberpunk
creepy
to
and
come
weird.
out when we
On
are
the
actually
latest of
living
a
a
long
tech
list of things that
dystopia.
are creepy and weird about this
I mean,
damn
no,
hell pit.
we don't have any...
Ugh,
Wow.
Nova and I are looking
They
into it.
bleeped God. That was weird. I guess I didn't think that was a big enough swear to bleep in that context. Why did I just shoot a flower that looked like a brain?
Damn it!
What the hell was that thing?
Because now we're going to be fighting some
Fine,
Econarian.
that's fine. We'll try
Ah.
again.
Incoming airstrike!
Time's a charm.
Airstrike! Really takes my airstrike a while to get here, doesn't it? Also, it missed.
Well, it is delivered by me.
Well, I did. I made the mistake of not aiming at the guy's feet. I tried to aim at his body, and I guess it thought I wanted to aim at the wall behind him. Which, thanks, buddy.
Oh dear.
Yeah, it happens to me a lot. This is not new. God, these guys look great. Is this the first time I'm seeing these guys? Because they look fantastic.
It is.
Wow. Like a mech that's got plants growing all over? Like a golem that's got plants growing all over it? That's a very cool vibe. Way to go, game. Yes, but you're right. There's tons of great Cyberpunk content out there that you can check out. I mean, hell, the Shadowrun games you can pick up for like $5 each. And they're amazing.
Yes, and they'll literally run on anything, like basically anything.
They can run on your phone. That's not hyperbole. They can run on your phone.
And if you get them on Steam, they have built-in workshop support so that you can get all sorts of mods.
Oh, nice. Yeah, so you have plenty of options. So what's this yellow crystal on the map that I keep shooting at?
Ah,
Guys
you don't
seem
want
to
to
be
shoot there.
pouring out.
Well, over this way.
Okay. I'm going to wait until this crushes down one more time so I don't get,
Oh yeah,
crushed following
there's a
you.
lot of death traps in this one. This is definitely the Tomb Raider mission.
Nice. I gotta say, do you find it weird that we haven't heard anything about a new Tomb Raider game for the next generation? I know Shadow didn't sell all that well, but it's still a very popular brand.
I think part of the problem is just Square Enix is kind of got an issue with money because they were expecting apparently even bigger sales than Avengers. Because, like, I'm told that Avengers didn't do poorly or anything, but...
They were expecting monster sales, and they got okay
yeah,
sales.
apparently they were just expecting all of the money. Like, they were just expecting by default, oh, well, they'll just give us all the money.
Alright, where are we supposed to go here?
I'm trying to remember. I think it's over this way.
Maybe if you'd made an actual Batman-style brawler instead of live service nonsense, people would have given you all the money.
Oi!
Gotta say, all them Batman games sold pretty well. Avengers. putting that out there.
I never actually told you what happens with the post-campaign for Avengers.
No, you didn't.
Okay, so just for the sake of context here, it's actually pretty kick-ass. Like,
Nice.
if your definition of what an action RPG needs to be is literally every single bit and dim dob that you find along the road should change how you appear, then yes, it doesn't feel like you progress that much. But in terms of actually mission types and encounters, additional story missions and everything, they do that. Like, they're even happy to kick the real villain's ass a second time in a row with he started cloning himself, so you have to pick out one of her clones with the big finale for the current post-campaign storyline.
Oh.
A bonus, like, fully mocapped cutscene where Kamala gets to officially become an Avenger, like with the emblem and everything.
Fire on my mark.
Well, that's cute.
Like, Crystal Dynamics didn't just have you say, oh, and there's a post-campaign, and just literally just let people replay missions. There's a massive amount of content. There's missions where it's like a hitman, elusive target, where if you screw up and die, you could potentially be screwed, and just not deal with that, and kind of fair fed mission types.
Huh.
There's tachyon rifts, which are explaining actually how you can revisit past storylines like that. That's why they've incorporated time travel and cloning. It's like, yes, you are fighting Taskmaster again because it's a clone of him. There's actually unique dialogue. They went out. He is a clone.
How do I get up to where you are?
How did I get up here?
Okay.
There.
Where? I don't. That. Oh, it's a jump pad. Thank you. I'll be right there.
I knew I didn't hit a jump pad, but I
Hold
was
on
like,
one second. Hold on
what?
one second. I'm calling you again. Hold on. So apparently Skype's thing today is going to be break down our audio quality every 15 minutes.
Fun times!
Good work. God, you make me want to switch to Zoom, but you know, they got that ridiculous call time limit unless you pay X amount of dollars per month.
That signal from earlier was none other
I
than
mean,
the
who
old
doesn't want a little
Sentinel
bit more
himself.
William regime in their private conversations?
Hey guys, I don't want to tell you this, but you should be making money off of the fact that you're listening in on all of my phone calls. And if you can't figure out how to do that, you ain't much of an evil Orwellian mega corporation. Okay? Whoa!
Planned on. Hold tight.
Anyway, but you were saying about that, like, they've actually put in the effort to make the post-game satisfying.
Oh yeah, there's a ton of fun things to do. There's a wide variety of mission types. And what was most remarkable to me is, like, they've been really receptive to player response. Like, there's this one character who, there's a glitch where she kept saying one voice line, and that was her one voice line over and over again was, seriously, you're the best, whenever you accepted a quest from her. And they could have just ignored this, or they could have just removed it without saying a thing. Instead, they actually rewarded everybody who had been there at launch day. They're like, okay, first of all, here is a bunch of free currency, including the stuff that we usually use for microtransactions, because you have actually stuck with us. And also, here's a nameplate that is of Garza, with the in bold, the text saying, seriously, you're the best. And they even bring it up in the update text. It's like, because yes, seriously, you're the best.
Oh, that's sweet.
But, like, yeah, it's like, people act like as if Avengers is this incredibly heartless thing, but like, when I did have a graphics driver issue where my AMD card was freaking out and crashing, one of their graphics people is actively on their Discord and he pretty much answers anyone's last question and will be right on the ball with it. And this one person
That's
person
fantastic.
is the entire Discord, and she's staying calm and rational, and she's not a community manager.
That's kind of amazing. Well,
That's
it's like
a level of dedication that I just have not seen.
Oh, absolutely. But I mean, Crystal Dynamics, I don't think they're a terrible company. I like a lot of their games. It's just, I mean, you know me, I've been open about this. If you have a loot system, I'm not going to play you. I mean, it's as simple as that. Like, I'm not going to go out and buy that game and play that game if I have to constantly grind for random loot drops. I don't have the time, and I don't care to do it. Even if I did have the time, I feel like I could play 6 other games in the amount of time it took me to, what do you call it? To find one complete suit of armor. Like, literally, I noped out of loot systems. Like, when did, well, God, I'm like Two Human come?
I think that was like
2007, 2008, something like that.
You'll
Gotcha.
find the first mechanism just up ahead.
Right, and this is
Anybody else
true.
get the feeling
Like, I
something
got
big
through
and
the whole
terrifying
game,
is gonna come out of
the
woodwork
entire
and
game
leave,
from beginning
and
to
if you get
end,
close,
without ever getting a single complete suit of armor. Because it's random. It is randomly based what you're going to find, and it's 100% possible to play through the whole game without ever getting a single suit of armor for bonus purposes. And at that point, I was just like, I just don't care anymore. And I know that, you know, that's a trash game anyway, right? I get it. So there was a good, like, it wasn't the best case for these kinds of mechanics in video games. But you know what? I don't know what is the best case for these kinds of mechanics in video games. Because when I was coming up with these, you know, new loot system things, what was I looking at? Well, the Two Human disaster. The whole, oh no, they got me! If you would help, that would be amazing. Right? So you had the Two Human disaster. You had the, oh god, what was that thing called? Diablo 3. I think we all remember the Diablo 3 auction house
Yeah, that was a
nonsense.
mess.
Yeah. That's like, so I came up at a time, and that's like every time I would get a new game with a loot system, I would run into something horrible. Like, did you ever play Plants vs. Zombies? Obviously not Plants vs. Zombies. Plants vs.
tried
Zombies
it,
Garden
and I
Warfare.
immediately just note that. I got the review done, and I walked away as fast as I could.
That's fair. Well, I played it, and I really enjoyed the gameplay. Obviously, you know, it's going to be entirely what the kind of people you're playing with is going to determine how good a time you have. One of the things I hate about multiplayer games. I would like to be guaranteed a good time, and single-player games are more likely to give you that, because the best multiplayer game in the world, if you're playing with people who kind of suck, you're not going to have a good time. Boom! Concentrated frags. Awesome. Right? You're not going to, it's just full stop. You're not going to have a good time if you don't have good people playing, and that just doesn't happen in single-player games. You know, you can have the best multiplayer game in the world, but it can still be ruined. This is very neat. What is this thing? Oh, okay, you just step into it. Well, now I know that. That looks amazing. Design work in this game is so solid.
hey, it worked.
Damn
Get
right
to
it
the next
did.
keystone.
Which is, I want to say, through the door that just had a shield go down. Right?
Nova, can we send a message back
Right.
to the Sentinel? Explain why we've come? Maybe we can reason with it. Transmitting. Stand by. These guys seem different. They're
Yay!
definitely
Finally I
not
jumped. But anyway, as I was saying, like,
What's going on
I
outside?
played X
I
amount through the
guess it
game,
doesn't
and then it
matter.
became
They'll
clear
die just like the rest.
that it's bad enough to have to, you know, play the game over and over again, and over again, to get enough points to unlock the character you want to play as, right? But in that game, the characters you want to play as were locked away with collector's cards, where literally, as you got the game, you would have to get points to buy card packs, to open up cards, and you would have to get like 5 pieces of an outfit of a character to get that character. And it was completely random which one you got every time it opened. I'm like, Monster Hunter is the absolute worst that will happen. Like, the worst in that kind of gameplay that I will put up with, because at least in Monster Hunter, you know right away what gun or sword or bow or whatever you're trying to get, and you just need to get the parts for it. And yeah, it can be hard to get the parts to drop, but it's not like they're giving you, the parts are always valuable for other things, or you can sell them. It's not like, okay, we got to the end of the Monster Hunter mission, here's 17 swords you have to figure, and you have to figure out which one you want. And that is what all loot games feel like to me. And that's, I mean, I played 2 hours of Avengers, and at the end of 2 hours of Avengers, I had like 80 pieces of equipment to sort through.
Okay. And can I
Have they
interject?
fixed that? Please, have they fixed that?
Okay. I maxed out Black Widow before finishing the post-campaign.
Okay.
Like, I actually have her at the current power cap, and I have Kamala at the soft cap. About the only reason I don't actually have Kamala maxed out!
No! I will try to get right there, but there's a guy in the way, and he looks very tough.
Just don't die. That's the priority.
I'm trying to
I
not
can
die
actually
here.
Respawn.
Yeah, maybe just respawn. I killed him, though. Did you get hit by the stuff from over the trap?
Yeah, the overhead thing hit me while I was talking, but
Sorry. Anyway, you were
I've
saying.
Yeah, like
Black
I've got Kamala
Wids.
soft cap. Thor and Iron Man are roughly halfway there. Thor's a bit further because the longer I play Iron Man, the less I like him because I feel like he needs a bit more melee utility. Like it's nothing to do with the gear drops. It's just on a mechanical level, he's so built around ranged combat that trying to do basically anything else is just not given the desired outcome.
Gotcha.
But yeah, no, I haven't had that much of an issue because, and this is the thing that confuses the hell out of me, is everyone says that the loot isn't, worth it, but like, you are always progressing. There's never a problem there. It's just you're basically getting modifiers. You're no longer beholden to, well, I like this thing for that, but I need it because numbers. It's like, you just get to a point where it's like, no, I would like particles because I love shrinking all of Aim's offense. This small children.
Yeah, but you're saying that once you... I mean, I get it, right? You're saying that once you reach a certain level of power in the game, which doesn't sound like it's that hard to get to, it's just about, not about the stats and more about how you want to play. And that's great. But that would make the massive exception to the rule to how these games normally play.
Oh yeah, that pretty much is like... And the game itself even tries to make it very clear, and it also tries to very spy out what you're getting from your loot drop. Because a lot of games, like, where will you get your thing? Well, we're going to treat this like university, where everyone assumes you know everything, but also no one's going to tell you. And in Avengers' case, it's like, no, you want loot specifically for this character. Here's this quest chain where you can do all of those missions, and they are all going to be guaranteed to get you something. So you don't also just have to play one mission over and over again. Or if you want crystals, this mission gives you crystals. Also, there are side missions that might pop up that give you additional crystals.
Nice.
Also, it makes it so much easier. Like, you know me, I've told you, I am a terrible Destiny player. Like, I really enjoy the game. I can never, ever actually motivate myself to level cap, to put far ahead. It's not like I'm this huge, deep Avengers fan. Most of the Marvel stuff that I like is the more obscure side of things.
Right.
But Avengers managed to make it all extremely palatable and refreshing without enough mechanical variety and modifier variety that and it's like, boo! This random boogle that I found in this crate instantly making it look like Hulk is wearing a Fez hat. Bad moves.
Oh.
Like, what? These things. I clearly don't actually want, like, distinct gameplay. It just seems like.
Okay. I see the value there, right? I absolutely do. But at the same time, how much time are we talking about to get to that level?
To get to where I was with Widow, I think, with the campaign being around 30 hours, I think I was at around hour 50 or 50 of playing that I had maxed out.
Okay. So, what I'm saying is, it seems like, and this is going to make me sound terrible, and I'm fine sounding terrible. It seems like there is a lot to offer in Avengers if you like the actual mechanics of the gameplay so much that you're willing to spend 60 hours on it.
What's it saying, Nova? Did it receive our reply?
Is that fair?
I mean, I feel like you can say that about most games. Like,
So you're telling me that a
feel
race
like-
of
Well, no, but it's like,
Battleborn.
but I mean,
I've got Battleborn. I know that if I had just rushed it all after finishing it once, I would not have Deondi where I am presently.
I see your point, but at the same time, what I'm saying is it's like I didn't see anything in the gameplay. And that being said, I haven't played as all the characters. I didn't do much of Black Widow. The demo did not make a good case of selling to me.
That's the thing, is like, I will not disagree. They use some of the worst missions to sell the game in beta. I don't know what the hell Square Enix
was not
thinking.
satisfying gameplay when I played it, and that's what I was getting at. It's like, this is a game that seems like it was trying to sell itself to me solely on the intellectual property license, right?
Oh, it makes no sense, especially because having played the campaign, there were perfectly solid single-player missions that would have taught the mechanics better.
Right.
And I'm sure someone would have been like, but it might spoils. I don't care if it spoils the very openings of the plot.
Yeah.
That doesn't matter if you're literally if telling people that revelation makes the plot actually interesting, then you frigging tell them.
Yeah. And more importantly, if it might encourage people to play your frigging game.
So, like, I don't disagree. I to this day, I describe Avengers as one of the worst sold best games I've ever seen. Like, just the marketing was horrendously off.
All units, be advised.
Back up, back up, back
airstrikes are
up.
badass.
Okay, I was trying to lure him into
friendly
the.
fire.
I was trying to lure him into a field of explosives, and instead you pushed him out of it. It was a different way to go. That's fine. I'm not the one who got hurt. But yeah, it was a questionable choice. Yeah, by comparison, I am very fond of games that get to the point right away, and then, you know, don't waste a ton of my time. So I've been playing this this Souls-like called Chronos Before the Ashes, right? I don't know if
Yeah,
you're
the
familiar with
prequel
this at all.
to From Ashes, or what's it called?
It's a prequel to something?
Yeah, it's a prequel to that one Souls-likey with the shooting and everything. It's kind of like
Revenant?
World of Darkness.
I honestly had no idea that this game was a prequel to Revenant. But anyway, the point is, it's a good game. And do you know what I respect most about it? It's not at all interested in wasting your time. I have never played a Souls game, ever, where you pass levels as quickly as you do in this game. It's crazy. Like, literally, every 5 guys I kill, I move to a new level. Like, I'm a new level, here's, you know, 5 more, or 3 more, whatever, attribute points. Every 4 guys I kill. Like, I've never played a game like this, where it's like, we know we're a bite-sized Souls-like experience, and instead of trying to, like, stretch it out and make it play really slowly and become really grindy, instead they've done the opposite thing and just been like, no, let's beat this thing in 10 hours, it's fine. Why are we trying to lock you down
Use this
forever?
development team, the people behind Jedi Fallen Order, I feel like they could learn some things. I feel like the Respawn team could learn some things.
Yeah, it's like, no, just because it's a Souls-like doesn't mean you have to play it for 50 hours. You can get all of that vibe, all of the feel, all of the content in, and then still get out in 10, 15 hours. And I really respect that, because so few developers are willing to do that.
I think it actually would be better for a Souls-like person. Yeah. I think actually a short-run person would be better, because that's the main thing that stopped me from ever finishing a Dark Souls game, is like, it's not that they're not interesting, it's not that they're not engaging, it's that I just don't have that kind of time typically. Like, as I said, Avengers is an exception for me. It is not.
You never put this much time into a game.
No, it's like, the last time I can think of playing a game this much was Dead Space 2.
Wow.
It's been
a while.
Long. Well, the thing is, Dead Space 2 did a lot of... If you New Game Plus in that game, and you do the higher difficulties, you actually get more stuff. Like, there's a whole bunch of armor and steel and everything you only get by doing that, so I kind of turned Dead Space into an action RPG.
Nice. Oh, Dead Space. It's such a fun ride. But what was the... but yeah, and this thing, first off, it's fun on one level just because you're playing as a guy who's cosplaying as Link from Zelda. Like, the game opens and a guy's rowing up with you, rowing up to this facility for you to start exploring. And you get off the boat and you're like, oh my god, I'm wearing gray pants and a green tunic and I've got a sword and a shield. Like, I'm dressed as Link. It's a funny joke right from the start, which I really enjoyed. But then, right, you go on to the, careful. Oh, this is bad. This is real bad. There we go. Right, but then you get into the actual game, and it's like you go from one fantasy area to another. There's a good amount of enemies. Is it as expansive as Dark Souls? No. But at the same time, like, if Dark Souls were to dial that difficulty way down and let people get through the whole game in about 10, 15 hours, I think it would be more popular.
See, I still feel like I don't think that FromSoft themselves, for their games, need to make it be... Like, I'm all... And I know that's a controversial thing to say for some reason, but I feel like they are actually... Every From Software game I've played, it feels incredibly deliberate in the right way, and I've always been okay with that, but...
Quickly, destroy the shield generators!
He must be regenerating somehow.
Right. But like a lot of other people...
Did you just jump off a cliff?
I just got shoved off the cliff.
No!
It's okay, I can respawn.
Okay, I'll just try and stay alive. But anyway, you were saying...
I feel like a lot of developers make this misjudgment that, oh, so the point is that it's hard. It's like, no, the point is that they wanted to have a high skill ceiling. They want to make it so that if you want to just grind and max out your character, then sure. If you want to just get really skill flat, then sure. They want you to have a choice, and they want to challenge it. Whereas there are certain other Souls-likes that just don't seem to understand.
No, they just want it to be good.
The point is to punch the player in the face. No, that is pretty much the opposite.
Okay, airstrike, watch out.
Oh.
Ah, damn, he's doing that thing again.
I'm trying to lure him back, actually.
No, he's invulnerable again. He's going to respawn, so I'll try and shoot the crystals. I get your point, but seeing how quickly I pass levels in this game, I'm like, there's no reason that the Dark Souls couldn't set its line for how fast things are supposed to progress exactly this way. There's no reason you couldn't multiply, for example, the amount... What is happening? Oh, that's bad. He seems pissed about something.
Just a little bit.
Whoa! No! Exploding weevil things! Okay, that was really creepy. Hey, I've killed 200... I'm well on the way to my goal of having killed 250 indigenous enemies. Although calling them indigenous enemies doesn't make me feel great.
Yeah, no, that was not... Oh, like Gearbox.
Yeah, anyway.
But, also, it's Gearbox.
But if, let's say, every enemy in Dark Souls gave you 10 times as many Souls points for killing, right? Exact same game in every way, but everybody gives you 10 times as much experience points for killing.
Incredible.
Would that affect, again, I'm not saying enemies do less damage. I'm not saying the timing changes. I'm not saying anything else about the game changes. But you get 10 times the souls every time you kill everybody. Everything else is balanced exactly the same way. Does that hurt the game at all? They have all of the same skill requirements. All it means, the only change is less grind.
I'd be fine with that.
Would that be okay?
I'd be fine with that. I know there's other people who would bitch and moan, but they're going to complain regardless.
Yeah. And it's like, I want people to play the Dark Souls games. And most people don't. Because they're so difficult. Yeah, we zipped through that. Let's do the next mission. That went really well. And I love the enemy design on these golems.
Yeah.
They look great. Yes, I got rewards. Fantastic.
Moving on. Yes. Let's see.
Yeah, let's get that new mission going. So you would be okay with that as an option?
Oh yeah, I want to be clear here. It's not like I'm opposed to making Souls-likes be more accessible, because going back to what I already said before with Jedi Fallen Order, that was part of my problem, was that the way they made it so that, if you play anything above Sword and you have trouble with our finicky platforming, we're just going to deduct huge chunks of your health bar from... I hope it seems completely fair given that the physics engine is really unwieldy.
I didn't understand why it's like, all right, we've got a Souls-like. Okay, I hear you. And it's got a lot of really complicated platforming sections, but with all the punishments of Souls-like if you screw it up. Like, that seems like the worst idea I've ever heard.
it doesn't. There is absolutely no world where I look at that and it makes sense, other than I know that the creative director is like a huge fan of
Oh, show me that taunt you wanted to show me.
God of War. Oh yes. Hold on. I'll select Beyond. Yes, I'm selecting Beyond. Yes, that's loadout. Okay. I'm not sure if you can actually see it here, but I'll select.
Oh, no, do it in the game. Do it in the game. It's fine.
Yep.
Yeah, because I can play the taunt here, but I don't think it'll show it to you.
Oh no, actually, I did just see it.
Oh.
So, did you just do
yes,
a ground?
I did. That was yeah. I just saw yours. That's hilarious. So classy. So now we're doing the experiment. Why do we have to wait for the battle to start?
It's usually for matchmaking purposes.
Okay. Because a lot of games, once everybody's readied up, we'll just like skip to the game. But anyway.
Yeah, they really thought this was going to be a big multiplayer hit. They really did.
It's like a really good game. Like
it is. But... If it had, just a campaign with some optional co-op, I'm sure it would have done so much better than trying to compete with frigging Overwatch.
Yeah, that was the big mistake. It's really got its own character. Like, because I was expecting, an Overwatch-alike, but no, it's really got its own character. It's great.
Thank you and your friends for coming.
Hey, Boulder, there he is. The dwarf you were telling me about. Yeah, like, all I want is... Personally, I think if a game doesn't have an easy mode, that's a failure of the developers. That's me. But beyond whether or not you have an easy mode, I don't think in this day and age there's an excuse for grinding, like this kind of grindiness. Like, if I were to tell you, I love Yakuza 7, right? I'm a big fan of that game. I think they did a great job. I love me some Yakuza 7, and as someone who loves this game, I think it's crazy how grindy it is. The amount of random fights they make you get into to pass a level is insane. And the problem is, no matter how many levels you pass, if you don't buy a new weapon, right, you can't ever, increase your fighting ability in any meaningful way. And the amount of cash you have to save up to buy new weapons, every new weapon is thousands of dollars. And when you win fights, you get a couple of bucks.
Boy.
Yeah, it's bad. It is, I don't know why it's so grindy. And if there's an easy mode, I sure as hell haven't found it. And I love the game. Love the world, love the combat, love the game, love the actual fighting. But they really botched it when it came to balancing out the grindiness. And I know that it's being made in the tradition of classic RPGs. The main character has patterned his life after becoming the main character of a Dragon Warrior game. Sorry, Dragon Quest game.
Oh, yeah.
That's kind of the conceit of the game itself. That he desperately wants to be the main character of a Dragon Quest game. So I get that the game is inspired by were super grindy, but it's JRPGs aren't super grindy anymore. JRPGs have evolved and moved forward. And right at the start of the game, they're like, hey, do you want this game to be super grindy? And if you say no, it's not. And you know what? The JRPGs aren't any worse. So I don't get the idea of... I don't understand on some level why Yakuza 7 would have been like, no, the grindiness is integral to what we're trying to do. And I've rarely heard and I know that developers are allowed to do whatever they want with their game. It's their game. But while I will defend people's artistic choices, I haven't really heard anyone making, artistic arguments about why we need games to be this way.
I have one.
Oh, wait. I will call you back, because your voice is doing that thing again.
Okay. I think I actually might have
do it. Get it done.
Okay. It's literally a game about being...
Alright, you're gonna have to start again. You're getting real choppy.
Hold on. Am I coming through clearly now?
A little better, yeah.
Okay. Now?
Yes, perfect.
Okay. It's a game about a protagonist and his friends and that who are basically homeless and everything, right?
Yep.
It's entirely about a game about where just the entirety of society is basically skewed things in the odds against them.
Oh, of course.
So they might be going for, and this is what it feels like to try to get by in a capitalist society.
Oh, and
That might actually be
that
why
is a
they
big
went so
element.
hard.
That is a big element of the plot, absolutely, right? But at the same time, you can make getting certain things very difficult to find. My problem is the way they gate off sections of the game, and you're right. It's the same way as they do prison levels in games, right? Where they're like, now we want you to sit here for 2 hours staring at a wall to get the feeling of what prison is like. And I don't have a lot of patience for that. And here, because they level gate most of the content in the game, right? So, I mean, they don't say, you can't go until you're level 25, but enemies get stronger so exponentially that unless you are high enough level with, not just high enough level, but with the right equipment, you can't go to areas because you'll get killed immediately. Unlike in Yakuza, when you could, you know, be where you could just muscle your way through based on skill alone. Like, there's people who beat Yakuza at, like, without ever spending any of their skill points, which is kind of amazing. You're absolutely
I always
right.
appreciate when a game does allow you to do.
Oh yeah, well, but I mean, the mechanics are there, so if you're really good at the combat of Yakuza, you can get through a huge amount of it. I mean, without even getting hit, if you're good. And you can go to YouTube and see videos of people just being like, yeah, I zipped through this game, you know, here's me beating all the boss fights without getting hit. It's like Dark Souls in that if you're really good at countering, like, the game is there is no threat at all in the entire game. And yes, I see that you're right that there can be an artistic statement in making it particularly grindy, but at a certain point of the game, you're not homeless anymore, and you're moving actively through the plot. So if you tell me the first 15 hours are going to be super grindy, I 100% get it. But once you're not homeless anymore, and once you're actually barreling through the plot, you know, give me a couple of bucks to actually get things done, guys.
If anything, it should work like how Mafia 2 did it. Because in Mafia 2, there are sections where you are absolutely on top of the world. You are a made man, and you can feel it. You have a nice house. You have access to all these things. You can just go around the city, and no one can give you trouble. Whereas there are also points where you're on the downbeat, and it truly sucks for you.
Oh, yeah.
And they make sure that you can feel it. So, yeah, I would say...
I would agree with you 100%, but if they...
At one point, but then, into success later.
If the grindiness tuned up and downwards over the course of the game, I would 100% be on board with what you're getting at here. But the problem is, the whole game is that way. And, like, the one part that does feel true is it's like, it's not really clear how you're supposed to make money in the game. Which, again, is the problem with being homeless. Like, how do you get money? And it would be great if you could keep that point, but, you know, like, don't lock away being able to, like, don't lock away being able to succeed in combat behind money, is, I guess, what I'm saying. Make money hard to get, because of the themes of the game, and have it have concrete advantages for healing items, for cosmetics for your character, for places, not necessarily places you can save, because you can save wherever all the time. Like, find ways to make the money important without it absolutely crippling your ability to fight, because, like, so you frequently change classes in the game, and when you change classes, you likely don't have any weapons for that new class.
Oh, to hell
because
with
every
you.
class has a 100% unique weapons that aren't shared with any of the other classes, right? So you do that, and you're like, okay, well, I'm a new class, I need a whole new set of weapons. And it's crazy because a level 1 weapon that costs you 300 or like 3,000 yen, $30, will have like do 20 points of damage. And then the next level up of weapon is something that costs you 300,000 yen and does 200 points of damage. And there's no, like, gradual in-between there. It's just like, okay, Now take your thing that does 20 points of damage and grind for 10 hours until you can afford the thing that does 200 points of damage so you can actually keep the plot going. And that's a problem. Also, one other thing that I didn't really talk about in my review that is worth mentioning, I think, is that, like, they'll tell you to be ready. They're like, be sure you're ready and leveled up, right equipment, blah, 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 before you go and continue the plot, because once you're in this plot area, you can't save and you can't leave until the plot part's done. And I'm like, that's fine, but they don't tell you what level you should be or what kind of equipment you should have.
Excellent fighting and punching, new friend.
And that's a problem.
More bastards arriving
Because one time I went to one of the plot sequences underleveled, and I found out right away that I was underleveled. I did 45 minutes of fighting and dying and using all my items, and finally, it is, mathematically impossible to win this, because you know what RPGs are like. It doesn't matter what your skill level is. It doesn't matter how good you are at tactics. If you're not high enough level, you won't beat an area. It's a classic RPG, and that's just how it works. Right? And because it wasn't telling me what level I should have been before starting it, I kind of got stuck in there. It was very frustrating. Now, again, overall, it's a great game. The transition they've done from brawler to RPG is incredible. And I think this is maybe the most brilliant, kind of low-key, the most brilliant part of the game, is that the fact that it's an RPG affects the kind of story they're trying to tell. It's no longer a story about the toughest guy in the world beating up everybody in its way. It's about how you have to put together a group of people. How you have to put together a group of people working on one thing if you want to accomplish anything. Which is the story of every RPG to a certain extent. Oh, Rendane. I think you might be talking to me. Alright, well, I'm just hearing static, so I'll call you back. Yay, we're back on Skype! Sorry for monologuing so long about the game. Obviously, you were trying to say things, but we were only hearing the smallest amount of static. Please, go ahead and tell me why I was wrong about all of that.
I don't really have enough experience with Yakuza to go much further beyond what I said before, actually.
Okay.
I do agree that, yes, to that sheer extent, because, yeah, the power leveling should be a bit more gradual, and also you, should feel good about what you have. That's a serious issue. I'm not trying to beat a dead horse, it's just, my main reference point would be, with Avengers, that was one of the things that I did like, is that, while I did know, until I got to soft cap, a lot of this gear is this is just going to at some point. There still were some things ooh, awesome, I have a thing that makes basically every attack with 10 particles, I can shrink everyone, or, ooh, this range attack does so I can actually make a boss's health degrade without even having to get close to them. Genuinely enjoyable stuff to have. The idea of having to find 30,000 currency of any kind to get to the point of having something even close to that and having it doesn't even do anything is horrifying.
Okay, at least we can agree on that one.
Oh yeah, there's no question there. I think that what their intent, that is what, from all that I'm hearing, it sounds like they wanted you to feel the grind. They genuinely did. They may have gone just a bit too far, because it is Team Yakuza, and when they go all in on something, they go all in.
It's true. I mean, they made Binary Domain, for God's sake.
Yeah, they created a whole voice input command system, because who wants to do what Mass Effect did that worked? No one wants that. Like a completely new control system that no other game since or before has used.
It's so insane. Nobody wants to yell into their controller. I don't know why game companies don't understand this. The only thing stranger to me is Sony's insistence that, you know what the wave of the future is? Microphones on controllers.
I'm fine with that, because as someone who does not have a lot of money, I would like my microphone to just be something that comes in the box.
That's true.
Like, that was
And,
the biggest problem.
sorry, I said microphones on controls. I apologize. That's me being a dummy. Speakers on controls is the
Oh,
thing
speakers,
there.
yeah, no, I did not, oh my gosh, it annoyed the crap out of me.
What were they thinking with that?
You guys
It was particularly annoying in Breath of the Lost Legacy. They give you this jewel that's supposed to make it vibrate and gentle when, something's happening. I live in an old house. It's very easy for people to hear things. I often have to... I don't need a gameplay feature that literally is like, hey, do you want to have an easier time actually finding things? Well, guess what? I'm going to try to wake up all your relatives. No one wants that!
No one wants the speaker on the controller. It doesn't make a lick of sense. Oh, damn. How do we get past this stuff? Oh, I see. Nice. Well, this thing looks amazing. Okay, well, he killed me. Wow. Alright, save me, please, while you're after scaring him off. Yes, I know I'm dying. Thank you for telling me. It's like, literally, I've played, and this is not an exaggeration, because you have too, I'm sure. I've played hundreds of PS4 games. Right? And do you know that a single one of them had an interesting thing to do with the microphone on the controller? Literally just
Any of them
one.
did, to be perfectly honest. I don't even know any that have used the touchscreen to good effect.
Oh god, no, the touchpad is terrible. But no, there was literally one. If you pause the game, what's it called? Sniper Elite. Well, no, it's not Sniper Elite. It's Nazi Zombie Army 4 Dead War. Like, so the Sniper Elite zombie game from last year. If you pause that game and walk away from your controller for X amount of time, the controller microphone will start creepily in a ghost voice asking you to come back and play the game more.
artillery strike armed
And it's genuinely kind of creepy and nice. But that's it. Sorry, what are we supposed to do about this guy? Because he is sitting here with a perfect defense.
I swear this was never this hard, and we're close to losing, actually.
Yeah, we're about to lose, and that's the point I was getting at, and I have no idea how to break these shields. Oh, you can walk through the shield. You can walk through the shield.
You can walk through the shield? I couldn't walk through the darn shield, and I'm the melee character.
Well, I walked right through the shield.
Do we want to try again, or no?
Yes, I mean, do we have to restart the entire mission? Or did we get a checkpoint?
We will have to restart.
Well, I mean, let's try it one more time. I'm not
Okay.
a monster. Let's give it another try. But that was terrible. What
Yeah,
was happening there?
You have to switch up from a character from like the Yandere to someone with range.
Okay. No, we're not playing hardcore. Thanks, though.
Yeah, no.
I'm not great as it is.
Good news first. The
All right.
enemy are really close to figuring
I
out
love
the
portaling tech.
Bad news.
Okay, let's see here. What's a
Minutes
good
before
range
the big
character?
breakthrough, a shardstorm tore the research team to shreds.
Uh-oh.
There's Montana. Hmm.
Phoebe,
No
Raph,
Montana.
Born, Whiskey Foxtrot. Wait, there's an Oscar Mike and a Whiskey Foxtrot?
Oh yeah, and Whiskey is basically the evil brother version of him.
Oh, nice. That's cute. Hey, you got a Gatling gun guy?
Yep, Montana, who I don't think I've said this before, and forgive me if I have, but he is actually the only character that remains from when this game was originally Brothers in Arms Furious 4.
Seriously?
Seriously, this was born from a Brothers in Arms reboot that was supposed to be like Bulletstorm.
Wow.
People
Oh my
did not
God.
take well to it when they announced that, and far as everyone can tell, Montana is the only character to clear. Like, he has the same hat, he has the minigun, and that's like the only thing that survived besides a cooperative element.
Weird. Yeah, that is quite a bit of development to go through to start as a Brothers in Arms game and end up as this. That I don't know that I've seen development go that far awry.
Oh, I can actually give you a better case.
Please.
Watch Dogs was going to be a Driver San Francisco sequel.
Okay, that's pretty far, actually. God, Driver San Francisco. So good. So much fun.
Full coming your way now.
Seriously,
Where
Watch Dogs.
Not far. Come
Although,
and
I mean, with the
meet
hacking,
Rendezvous point
right?
is just ahead.
Well, that's it. Well, apparently at one point in development, part of the reading, there was a version of the game where all you could do was hack. Like, they didn't go any... Like, okay, yeah, you can just hack everything. And then someone was like, yeah, but just come play and see. But you're a hacktivist. Kind of.
weird.
If you squint really hard.
Oh, that's so crazy. All right, Gatling
Yeah,
gun away.
I wish they had catch what they were going. All you did was hack it. Like, awesome. You'd actually have a really good game.
Yeah, I mean, the car jumping, you know, like the jumping from car to car, the psychically controlling people driving cars. That's a great idea. Okay.
Yeah, about that.
By the way, that was
Officially,
one of
I'm
my
no longer
favorite
an
interviews in
operative for
recent
the High
memory,
Observatory.
with
Got
the
a little
writer who
tired
had
of
to
the
write
lack
all of the car
action. I
conversations.
work for Galt now. Part of his
Who,
crew.
who like, and I just love the way development works. That they're like, yeah, in a month we need
No, that
200
wasn't
car
choice I made.
conversations. We have just now decided that's what the, like, we have just now realized that it's kind of weird that we're driving, like, this guy's constantly possessing people and driving cars. And no one ever comments on how strange that is. So we've decided to add that here at the last minute. And so, like, they added that and recorded all the dialogue so incredibly late in the process. Wait a minute, there are checkpoints in this. Oh, but it doesn't matter if you all die, right?
Yeah, no, if you get mission wipe or if you fail an objective, then you're basically buggered.
Oh, damn, that sucks. But at
Basically, the
least now I
checkpoints
know.
are respawn points.
Okay. Well, now I know. Alright, so what are we doing?
We're waiting for Boulder
Where is he?
he's got stuck fighting an enemy. Hold on.
Okay, let's help him with that.
One thing you'll notice about Battleborn is the later missions are both faster, more creative, and also a little sloppier, because clearly they were just finally... It's like, oh! So we actually want this game to be much faster paced with our campaign missions, because the first few are much slower and
I
everything.
remember.
But you can see the progression in how they were designing things, and when you actually experience the DLC missions, it's like, wow, they finally figured out how to make this, and if this got a sequel, it would be absolutely amazing. But that would require someone at 2K to stop bringing money into GTA.
Oh, God, that's sad.
Do not let bastards get close to Eldred Science.
Will do, Boulder. You have a
I love
hilarious
that he's
name.
a barbarian scientist.
Yeah, you know, I think it's weird because he lives up to one of his, what do you call it, his racial stereotypes, but vastly goes the other way on another one of them. He's a very interesting character, this Boulder. It's like, sorry, now I'm thinking about the wonderful thing in the world of, Star Trek, how it's like, it is really hard to imagine, you know, spending a lot of time with Klingon scientists and engineers. How the hell did those people ever come up with spaceflight?
The same way Mendel did, through sheer fight against humans.
There you go. Yeah, so presumably at some point people tried to colonize Klingon and it didn't go well for them and Klingons stole all their technology.
I would actually be extremely amused if it was like, not even that, you know, they just stole the technology, like, they broke all of it and then they're like, you know, let's actually take a look at this, see what we can use here.
Yeah, it would make sense. I could see them doing that as characters. Careful. Ugh. Gotcha, you jerk. Nice. Okay, and... oh, sniper. Yeah, I don't think so, pal. Alright, I think we've cleaned him up. I think there's like one guy left, so grenade, fragcendiary, red dot sight. Alright, let's do this. I feel much more competent this time. Our base didn't get damaged at all. I would like those crystals, please. Hopefully the explosion didn't
You guys
damage
all
me
right?
too
Because
much.
we got a bigger problem. The experiment's sucking up all the power. The whole
Uh-oh.
station's about to go dark.
That's problematic.
Friends, backup power station not far from Emanine. We activate and transfer power to Eldred experiment.
This is the only mission we've ever failed, isn't it?
Yeah, no, we've been doing fine right up until this one. Although, I think we just got puzzled about how we were supposed to kill that guy with
Oh
the
yeah,
shield.
yeah. And me playing with a melee character was not ideal.
Yeah. Alright, so let's go secure that power station. Keep this thing rocking hard. But yeah, I had no idea. Although I guess Chronos Before the Ashes, just the title-wise, probably should have tipped me off that it had something to do with, sorry, Chronos Before the Ashes. Just based on the title, I should have been able to guess it had something to do with Remnant from the Ashes, or whatever it's called. Yeah, I had no idea that they were linked, because, again, they're so completely different.
That's usually an issue with Gunfire games, is that, like, I respect that they genuinely want to try things, but also, my gosh, guys, could you try for some consistency? Like, oh, Darksiders 3 is going to be a Souls-like, and then the next one is going to be something else completely wildly different. And then we're going to do we're going to do a VR, we're going to make it be a prequel to a mainstream AAA Souls-like cooperative thing, and just slow down.
Yeah. I mean, although, I gotta say, you gotta be impressed by the speed at which they're putting these things out.
Oh, it is impressive, but it's like, seriously, breathe. And also, given the state that Darksiders is being launched in, maybe take a little more time.
Yeah, that would help. Now I'm curious to go back and play, just because of how much I've been enjoying this. I'm curious to go back and play Remnant, even though I'm sure it won't be as good. Okay, and...
I like it, so it's something I'd try out.
What was the other thing? Careful. There we go, nice. I'm like, I can't imagine it doing the same kind of interesting things with Souls-like. Although, there is one real problem in the game, is it's got a ton of puzzles that are, like, really oblique, and there are so many sections in the game where it's just not clear what you're supposed to do next. And I know that that happens a lot in Dark Souls, but to a certain extent, Dark Souls, you just have to keep walking in a direction until you find a new boss fight. You know, like, there's very few actual locked doors. There's lots of one-way doors that after you fight a boss fight, you go back and you open a shortcut, right? Whereas this, there's like lots of doors that are actually locked and puzzles you have to figure out. And because Souls games don't traditionally have that, it's kind of a surprise and you don't expect it, so you're not in that headspace. If you see what I mean. Aww. Thank you so much, Boulder.
Get ready to defend that station.
I'm on my way. I'm trying to sneak up behind them while Gatling Gun defends the front of it.
Actually, they're all coming from one side right now.
Oh yeah, I noticed that. That's how I was trying to leap behind them.
Ah.
Boom! And it seems to have worked. Oh, you clankers. You're so cute. Clanking around, clanking about. Clankety, clank, clank, clank. Alright, well this is more than I was expecting to see. They have 2 spawners, which I'm dealing with right now. But yeah. It has made me curious to actually... I mean... Because Remnant turned up free on Epic Games Store a few months ago, so I've got a copy of it. And
you just cut out.
Oh, I did? How about now?
Yeah, you just cut out majorly there for a minute.
Okay. Well, if it becomes an issue, be sure to tell me and we'll reset the call yet again. Because why not, right?
Skype!
What are you doing to us, Skype? Okay. Boom. What the hell? Yeah, no, I'm looking forward to checking out Remnant, although, I mean, I've heard both a lot of good and a lot of bad things. But, you know, I always like the Souls-like where you get to shoot people. It doesn't happen that much.
Yeah. Yeah,
It's a nice twist for the genre that you just don't see as much as I think you should.
And the last one was like, what was that? Was Immortal something or some such that Mike absolutely hated.
Oh, right, I forgot about that one.
You got more reinforcements coming your way.
Alright, who knows which side they're coming from this time? Probably both. But I guess we'll see. Oh, I should probably level up, shouldn't I? Okay. Oh, nice. Oh, yeah. Come on, where are they spawning from? Yeah, there's just not a ton of gunfighting Souls-likes, and I feel like there should be more. I played that, God, I don't remember what it was called, I would have to check. It was a top-down isometric mouse look Souls-like with gunplay. And, you know, I played it in beta. I don't know if they've finished it by now. I'd have to check what the title was, because this isn't very helpful. But, you know, you were, it was post-apocalypse, as most of these things are, and you were infiltrating this, facility. Yeah, just generic, pretty generic stuff. But the gunplay was really solid. It was a very entertaining game. And then it did a thing that so many Souls-like do, which is, like, terrible boss design. I'm sure you've noticed this.
Oh, I'm imagining your comment section right now. You just consulted boss fights in the Souls. Oh.
Like, think of, like, I'm thinking about, what was that, The Surge. You know The Surge, right? I
know the Surge.
Okay.
Better, more well than I want to.
I really like The Surge. I like that world. I like exploring it. I like cutting off limbs. I like the weapons, even the backstory. It's all fun stuff. I hate the boss fights in The Surge so much. Like, so unbelievably much. It just, they're so
played when I had to do the review for The Surge 2. The one broke the camera. That's the least minor issue I had with the review build, but still, it was like, it's actually easier to fight the first boss in The Surge 2 by not using the fundamental lock-on it's supposed to use, because it's whole.
You know, the weird part is, that happens again in 2, right? Where, I remember the boss you were talking about in Surge. In Surge 2, the boss that's, like, on the game box, who's this guy in a tank, and he's got, like, a mech with,
that's the one
tripod legs. Oh, okay. I thought you were talking about the robot harvester boss in Surge. But yes, that boss in Surge 2, I know exactly what you're talking about. If you try
Wait, you're telling me they did the
on,
exact same design twice?
Yes. Oh, yeah. The first robot boss, like, there's this flying robot boss who's constantly throwing rockets at you and hitting you with his tentacle arms. And they did it again in the second one. And both times, he's only fightable if you turn off the automatic camera. I'm like, this is not how this game should operate, guys. But yeah, they did it twice.
One time, because once is a mistake. Once is okay, we have to ship it in this state, and I can understand that.
Yeah.
Twice is a problem.
Yeah, twice is, you guys don't know how games should be designed. Okay, I for now on am only ever using incendiary grenades. That was fantastic.
Oh yeah. And actually, it's funny that you're using, I've also built out Montana. One of my favorites is you can actually, the controller has an overheat. Instead, it takes damage.
Oh.
So if you have it built in, it has health regeneration. You can actually set yourself on fire and keep attacking.
That's awesome.
It is amazing.
Alright, when's the mech showing up?
It'll be very soon.
Alright. I got a good feeling about it this time. Alright. Airstrike. Wow, I actually picked the airstrike location well this time. Destroyed their spawner almost instantaneously. Well, one of their 3 spawners. But I got the other 2, so we're good.
What goes up must kick your ass!
Aww. I think, as much as I like playing as a Space Marine, and I do, I'm not going to pretend I don't, I seem to have picked the guy who has the least amount of interesting things to say.
Oh yeah. Next time around, for a penalty mission, I recommend someone new to try out that should suit her versatility while still being very because she's essentially a 15-year-old demon who shoots shotgun blasts with her hands.
That sounds like fun.
You guys have any idea how hard Rende will kill us if we fail?
Did that actually come through, or did Skype cut it off?
I heard you.
Hard, you guys!
Shotguns for hands. I am 100% down for that.
Targeting the observatory's power cores.
Hello? It seems there's a guy over there. Like, there's one enemy who seems to be off the map.
He's coming in.
Oh, here he is.
I
Wow.
killed him so quickly that he actually retreated before he even deployed his shields.
I noticed that. That was amazing work you're doing.
This
So now we gotta destroy his
I
support
chose
shields. You chose wisely this time. Alright, got one of the turrets. That is... Oh, nice. You were hammering this guy, and I'm hammering his turrets. So wait, do your bullets go through his shields? Because he seems to be taking damage.
over. I'm leaping over. There's a crack I can hit.
Oh, there's a crack you can shoot through. Nice. Alright, he's artillerying us again. So I'm going to... Oh, wait, I was going to say I'm going to artillery him, but he's got a shield again. Which is very annoying. Well, I'm still going to grenade and artillery, because, you know, I'm not an idiot.
Target locked. Blow stuff up.
That working at all? Oh.
What's this, everybody?
Ow.
Launching artillery strike.
Yeah, so you can just walk through his shield and start shooting him. That's handy.
Long box. Russian turret.
Die, 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 die. Come on, we got this guy. And it's over.
That takes care of that. Hey,
Woo!
where are we on the experiment? Is it finished?
Almost, little oak. Just a few seconds more, and...
I got Mossire's Mucklucks. Legendary gear. Nice. I mean, I don't know who Mossire is, but I'm sure they're good.
Whoa, it worked. I can't believe it.
So we figured out how to open
Now that
rifts?
the experiment's done, can we, like, you know, leave?
Patience, little oak. Data must be transmitted off-world first. Emanate communication offline. We must use off-site comms array.
Uh-oh.
Run one more errand for Boulder. Go activate array and send glorious email for science.
Okay, that's pretty adorable. That is very adorable. Oh, you were right about this guy. He's a ton of fun. Oh, just FYI, in case this comes up later, I have almost no health left. So,
Oh, I see. I see that clearly.
So the
hold on.
odds that you're going to have to resurrect me are...
Hey, come
pretty
back.
good.
Come back.
It's a
over
little-
here. Help
what-
right here.
Okay, hold on. Be right there. Alright, what am I doing?
Right up here in this
Oh,
crate.
there's some health?
Yeah, the green one's help. Just hold down.
No,
the
I know how
direct
to
key.
collect health.
Alright.
Alright, ready to go. Let's go murder some fools. Nice, bonus credits. It's one of my favorite types of credits. Overshield.
What's your favorite?
Uh-oh. Just gotta destroy those spawn points.
That's a weird thing that I've noticed when I watch other people play games. I don't know if it's just because we play so much of them, but so many people don't just go for spawn points. I'm starting to understand now why or they have to be like, there's an immersion hole! We should probably do something about that.
Well, you know, ever since
It's not hard to figure out. If it comes out of a hole, blow up the hole.
blow up the hole, yeah. Well, it's funny, I was remembering, like, the first game I ever saw that in was Gauntlet when I was a child. And it's like, yeah, if you don't destroy the enemy spawners, you're just going to be fighting enemies forever. So, obviously, your only priority should be destroying the enemy spawners, right? But yeah, people don't get it. Nice. Yeah, that Gatling gun was the right choice for this level. I am 100% comfortable saying that. Sorry,
Oh, yeah.
Mr. Bulwark, but you're on fire.
Or Deondi. Montana was my name. It's good.
She's an awesome character, but she's not great in every conceivable situation.
Yeah, melee characters, you know, they just don't have the range.
I assume that if we were playing this with 4 players, she'd be a fine addition to the team. But when there's only
yeah.
2 of us, no, not so much.
Mission, yeah, no. For pretty much every other one, she saw that it's like there's occasionally a mission like when we were hunting the Guardian last mission.
Yeah.
That is very much not a mission you want to be playing as a support on, because that's unfortunately a mistake I made the first time I played. I spawned as Miko, who almost all of their abilities, they're a mushroom person. They're all about healing. They are not built for attacks.
So you
that
can't...
final boss for forever.
Oh, yeah, because you can't do anything. All right. What are we waiting around for?
Is it in circle? Yes.
Oh, you just have to stand in there and send the email?
Yep.
Yay!
Yep, I got capture stuff there. It knows I'm not a robot. I featured grammar was correct. Capitalized all the
More
letters.
pathetic degenerate babies en route to the comms relay.
Of course they are.
New friends shall triumph again. New friends shall be besieged by triumph.
I don't know if I like the term besieged by triumph. That's
yes.
It's very ominous.
Make it rain.
Alright. I thought so that's where they were creeping up, but I was completely wrong. Where are these guys coming from? Oh, way over there.
Oh yeah, the enemies can actually platform. They just don't usually have them do that.
Yeah, I just saw the jetpacks. It's pretty awesome, actually. Boom. I know Oh, please, continue.
Yeah, given Gearbox's 10 chance for constantly getting licensed song for things, it is a sincere missed opportunity that they never got Immigrant Song for this one.
Yeah. Drop that one in there would have been perfect. Where the heck is this guy? Like, the map shows him off a cliff. Over to the side. I just don't see him.
You try and drop like a grenade or something right up there.
Okay, sure.
It just leaves.
Oh, more guys? Alright.
All units, be advised. Airstrikes are badass.
I so love that. There, you're dead. Oh yeah, they're spawning up there. And then they're supposed to be jumping down, but he just wasn't.
Scared? Oh no, oh no, oh no.
What's wrong?
Ow.
What's wrong? What happened? Did you fall off a cliff?
Ghost.
Or did you just get hurt?
Ghost.
What is this ghost nonsense? Is that what it looks like when you get killed in the game?
Yeah, Montana gets F1 in Phasmophobia.
Ah. Oh, dang.
Crater Maker!
Crater Maker. Alright, hold on. Yeah. Perfect. Alright, who's next? Nice work.
I think we're actually very close in here.
These guys just can't catch a break today. Just the way I like it. I love how much of the heavy lifting is being done by that one flamethrower trap.
Transmission is nearly complete.
Way to go, Inferno Trap. You're badass. Where do you keep finding all of these credit bonuses? Or is it just a reward for your solid playing?
No, I just break all the things. All the little pups, all the little canisters on the ground and everything, I just keep looting them to share with you as well.
Okay. Well, that's badass.
Okay, it's like it's as if the loot caches in Borderlands, but actually interesting. Because they're immediate, you can just hold one and get the thing. And did I mention it's actually useful? It's not just like here's 5 guns.
I gotta say, I don't think I've ever gone so quickly from, oh, that's neat, to, oh god, another one of these, than the chests full of guns in,
Be advised, you're all about to die.
What just happened? Oh no, it worked, okay. I thought I had missed my aiming the airstrike, but I didn't. Then the gun chests in Borderlands. Like, the first hour of the game, you're like, wow, every time I turn around, there's a thing full of guns for me to try out. This is amazing. 1 hour later, like, oh my god, if I never see another gun, it will be too soon. Like them just constantly throwing, hey, here's a chest. 5 more guns for you, none of which you will ever use. Thanks so much, guys. Super useful.
Oh my gosh, I just got reminded of something. Okay, so one of the ends for Montana is you can choose his transformation
My observatory
ability
just
when he did the
confirmed
drone
receipt of
stamp,
the
okay?
experimental data.
You
Yeah.
have the choice.
That's
You
good.
can make it so that
As
every
well
attack
as
upon
sensor
him
readings of
reflects
some
back at enemies,
seriously
so it's
nasty
absorbed and then
firepower
released
coming
when
your
they
way.
bomb, they stop
That
attacking.
sucks.
It does
How
it.
the hell are we
It's like
supposed to
a
get out of here?
Luke boy
If that machine of
from
theirs generates
Fallout,
bombs, it could be
smiling
rather
and
swift
loading up on
purpose
your
as an
icon.
EMP
It's about like,
device.
you're gonna blow up,
That
and then
could
you just
break the sea.
basically
Make
fart.
the
A
preparations.
nuke goes
The
off
rest
all
of
around you.
Get back to the observatory
Yep.
before the reinforcements show up.
We did it! Yes! No, that was a very badass mission. I do love my airstrikes.
Be advised, holy crap, I love rockets.
Every time. That is his one thing that entertains me when he says it, which is, be advised, airstrikes are badass. Yep. You're not wrong.
Rockets.
He does love rockets.
It's like Oscar Mike is the most honest version of Master Chief ever. It's like, this is what he actually would sound like.
Oh, completely.
Everyone safely back at Ammonine?
We did it!
Now for the EMP. Boulder, disengage the portal device's field inhibitors.
Ooh.
Boulder is doing the thing you said to do.
And now we can teleport?
Inhibitors disengage.
Now we just need to let the energy build to critical levels before we
Oh.
initiate the discharge.
Alright, let's get ready.
More generous
Yep.
babies
What needs to
inbound.
be built.
Defend
I'm doing
Portal
it, I'm doing it.
Machine at all
Well,
costs.
I'm stealing like 4,000 credits. You can put yours towards your inventory.
I know, I have 4,000 credits as well. What do you mean my inventory?
If you tap, I think it should be number 2,
Okay.
your gear, you can activate.
Not seeing how that's supposed to work. I play with a controller, so...
It might be the select, the left select button, you know, like the
I
left.
do know what you mean, yes. Nope, that didn't do anything.
Give me 3.
Trying to
Well, you know what? I'm doing push-ups now when I should be fighting, so instead of worrying about my inventory, I'm just going to start killing things.
Hold on.
Because we're almost at
Left
the defense
keypad.
phase. Yeah. Okay,
That
didn't
is
do
what you
anything.
need when you
Thank you.
It's very weird. You can use on the activate that will make the clicker even more kick-ass.
Oh, nice.
So, not sure why.
It's not working?
Yeah.
Yeah, nothing's happening. And I keep accidentally doing the,
Out from above.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
I'm going to focus on helping you win this thing. As much as I would like to figure out what y'all are talking about, I'm just going to focus on killing a bunch of dudes with an airstrike before they get anywhere near me. Which is how Oscar Mike is supposed to be played, according to me. Wait, did that guy say he's called Beastmaster? Yeah, that's the Beastmaster.
On other enemies.
Oh, nice. Let's finish them off before they get a chance to do that. Okay, I officially love that Gatling gun. That thing is miraculous.
Oh yeah.
It is so profoundly
And look
not
at
messing
look at me,
around.
look at me, just for 1 second. Look this way.
1 second, here I come. Yes.
This is his melee attack.
Let's see it.
He flicks it.
That's amazing.
Flicks enemies. Big.
Hey, the husks are back. I haven't seen these guys in a
EMP
while.
is still charging. Don't let him near the portal generator while it spins up. We're almost through this.
So now we're trying to make a portal like the Vector. What are they called?
Relsi.
Yeah, like
about to
Varelsi.
get messy.
And so now they've found out about it, and they're coming to deal with the situation.
Like.
Okay.
Yeah, the Relsi don't like Alan.
Uh-oh, this guy's trying to flank us, so I'm gonna go worry about them while you focus on those guys. There's a lot of guys coming to flank us. Oh my god. Yeah, they are not screwing around. Okay. Oh my god, these rocket turrets are bonkers. Inferno Trap, please. I love the Inferno Trap. And this is the rocket launcher turret? Yeah, Thumper turret. Alright. We did it!
Portal device is nearly at maximum energy output. I hope this works.
Hope? You mean you don't know this will work?
Well, it's never been done before.
Don't know how you got that impression. Anyway, I'm initiating the discharge in 3, 2, what the hell is that?
Oh no! It's a giant skeleton monster.
Cleese, the EMP, now!
I can't! The conservators locked down the whole observatory! You must kill it, quickly!
Boulder was just going to suggest that!
Let us Gatling gun this thing to death, please.
Make it rain!
Up, and back down again.
Gatling guns, setting it on fire, airstrikes. I think the conservator is learning that it's time to suck it. And done. Oh, that felt good.
Got control back. Boulder, discharge the
Oh my
EMP
gosh,
now!
I just found an Easter egg, actually.
What is it?
I've never had it happen before. Montana actually yelled out Toasty.
Aww.
Like from Mortal Kombat.
I get it, don't worry.
Did we do it?
That's hilarious.
The Eldred triumph!
For once, and it's all thanks to Boulder! Oh!
You're the
Boulder,
best,
it's-
Boulder.
Ugh, whatever. Yes, all thanks to Boulder. Galt, they're out of the woods, ready for extraction.
Nice work, Mel. We're on our way.
That was fantastic.
Apparently, I could also complete a war challenge for Montana.
I don't know what that is, but congratulations.
War challenges basically give you more info about the characters, and occasionally it unlocks something extra for them.
Oh, nice. Well, that sounds very badass. Yeah, no, this is it's just every level I play, I'm just like, yeah, this is a solid game. Symbiotic Spores, nice. I'm character rank 8, and overall level still level 5. But hey, only 105 experience points till my next level, so I'll definitely hit level 6 next time we play. And I've got another skin! Woo! Alright, so yes, this has been another chapter of our trip through Battleborn as we race to complete the game before the game stops existing. Unabridged, do you want to remind people where they can check out your stuff?
Yes, you can always find me on The Escapist at Second Look, where, as of this recording, my most recent column was on Blood Rain is amazing and why Blood Rain 2 being terrible hides so much how Blood Rain 1 is amazing.
It's true. Blood Rain 2 is garbage.
Yeah, I'm really curious what this. That is like a Fear 2 scenario where there was a story behind that, no doubt. But also, you can find me on YouTube at Unabridged Gamer, where my most recent video was on Vampire Rain.
Oh, yeah.
And gonna be doing some more videos there very soon. So much excitement all around, all sorts of content. And finally, if you've been listening to Guru and I's podcast on the Clone Wars, The Escapist has fallen into madness enough to let me start talking about Star Wars lore as well, where I've talked about the Mandalorians' various lore. I've talked about the Knights of the Republic comics, and most recently I've talked about Aura Singh, and there's a new, extra spicy, controversial one coming up very soon.
Are you going to tease what it's about, or do you want people to be completely surprised?
I'll say this. It is a Star Wars game that I have talked about before and that I know far too much about.
Oh.
And I think that you've already guessed what it's going to be about.
Well, it wouldn't surprise me, but I think other people are going to be pleasantly surprised. So be sure to check all of that out. We'll see you back here for more Battleborn, as we have, I think, 2 more videos to go when we finish up the entire rest of the game. But until then, I'm going to say that's right. Au revoir.